name is Chris with Mynd Property Management, and today I'll be talking about expert practices regarding service requests and maintenance. Basically, the components of maintenance and service requests are the vendors and in-house technicians, the tenants who live in the apartments, and the owners who own the apartments. So really what we're talking about today is trying to get the service requests completed in a timely manner. And I have found in my experience in the past that when you're dealing with tenants, really what they want is to be heard. They value communication. They want to know that you're paying attention to them and you're going to handle their service requests in a timely manner and have everything accomplished and wrapped up as soon as you possibly can. So that said, sometimes there are issues with ordering parts or getting a vendor to come on a certain day, things like that. I found that if you follow up with the tenants and let them know what's going on and communicate with them, this is key. That is one of the most important aspects of running a service department, communication. And also, you can just pick up the phone and call them, because a lot of people don't see their emails, or texting is very popular today, so that works fine too. So that's the primary component there with the tenants as far as service requests. Now with the vendors, you need to develop good vendor relationships. You need to trust your vendors. You need to know they're going to show up when they say they will. You need to know they're not going to try to overcharge you. And this is something that comes with experience dealing with vendors over a period of time. You learn which ones are the ones to use and which ones aren't. Also, with regard to that, there are relationships with vendors that can sometimes be a little tenuous and hard to deal with, but the other part of that is that oftentimes the owners will have a vendor that they want to use. So that's something else we can incorporate when we're dealing with vendors. The third component being the owners, and obviously sometimes repairs and maintenance get to the point where it's going to surpass a monetary level that's going to be uncomfortable for everybody, and we need to involve the owner. We need to talk to the owner. Generally, what I like to do is if it's over a $500 repair, we would like to notify the owner, because that's getting into a category of something that's going to be possibly expensive or drawn out, and we like to have the owners involved. Generally, with simple repairs, I don't involve owners if we have an understanding on how that's going to work previously set up, that we will take care of repairs and minor maintenance and things like that. There is also a component of the service department that we can do renovations and construction management, which is something that we don't typically get involved in, but it is possible. We can manage things like, I have managed window replacement in buildings, replacing rotted wood, things like that on decks, which gets into higher dollar amount repairs, say up to even $30,000, $40,000 sometimes. So generally we don't do a lot of construction management in the maintenance department, but it is something I'd like to get involved with if the owners are desirous of having that done. We'd be glad to do that. I'm happy to do it. Another aspect of dealing with service requests is knowing local codes and laws. Dealing with cities, a variety of different cities in the Bay Area alone, is kind of a hard thing to negotiate. Sometimes you gotta pick up the phone, talk to city inspectors, figure out exactly what route we're gonna take when dealing with codes, and they change all the time. And then there are other codes that have to do with service requests involving elevators. You need permits, things like that. So that's something I like to get involved in, is having a kind of a go-to list of city people I can talk to over a period of time to make sure we're keeping everything up to code and on the up and up with the city, so we don't get any violations and things like that. Turning vacant units. Vacant units, I'd love to get them done in 3 to 7 days if possible. Sometimes it takes longer, depending on if you're replacing carpets, things like that, but in general, it shouldn't take more than 7 business days to get a unit ready back on the market. This is extremely important to everybody. That's how we're generating income, is from the tenants, and when you come right down to it, the tenants are the one that's paying everybody's salary, because they're paying the rent, which goes, to every other aspect of rentals and apartment management. So we try to get the tenants back in as soon as possible. That's a very important aspect of the repairs and maintenance department, is handling turns. And we can, sometimes it's multiple turns at the same time in a building. As I said before, sometimes there are renovations involved, things like that. So to wrap it up, if you do have questions about maintenance, repairs and maintenance, service department, anything regarding that, please don't hesitate to contact us. We would be happy to discuss this. Anything regarding vendors, tenants, anything like that, and repairs and maintenance department. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I love it.